Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and it's audio commentary time. Take 2. Not that you'd notice, but this is the second time I tried doing this. All my equipment all went doolally. So I thought, I'll start again. Start again from scratch. Luckily, I weren't like an hour into the film when it when it blobbed out, which was like a couple of minutes in. Anyway, audio commentary time, and it's we're doing Cockneys Vs Zombies, a 2012 action zombie comedy. Can't call it a horror because it's not really horrific. Although there are zombies in it, it's quite gory. It's not really scary in the way that like Shaun of the Dead did have some scary moments in it. This doesn't. Not for me anyway. Like I say, it's more of a a zombie action comedy. Anyway, it's from 2012, directed by Matthias Höhne. I don't know if that's pronounced it. I don't know. He's born in Singapore, raised in Germany. I think his biggest film was The Warrior's Gate. Well, I don't know if it was his biggest film, but it was the one that had the biggest budget, which Luc Besson produced. And I think a lot of Chinese money went into it. It was made back in, when China used to invest heavily in Hollywood. They still do, but not as much as they used to. And it's got a great cast, a great British cast. It's a British film. Only had a budget of £2.25 million, which I think is about $3 million ish. Got Harry Treadaway, Rasmus Hardicke, cool name. You'd know him if you saw him. If you're British, he's been in lots of British stuff, comedies and stuff like that. Michelle Ryan, you may know from Doctor Who, and The Bionic Woman. Remember that short-lived remake of The Bionic Woman? And like an A to Z of good old, well, not quite an A to Z, but some good, old school British actors and actresses like Alan Ford, Honor Blackman, Tony Selby, Georgina Hale, and Dudley Sutton, and Richard Bryars. And some great comedy actors like Phil Cornwell. And it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun with some great characters in it, like Mental Mickey and Davy Tuppence. it's set in the East End, so it is a lot of fun. Anyway, so if you own a copy of it, I think it is on Amazon. You can watch it on Amazon, and it is available on Blu-ray and DVD and all that. But there are other ways to watch it. Yarr, but whatever. I've got it paused on 2 seconds, looking at the Studio Canal logo. So I'm going to press play. So I'm going to do a countdown. 5, 4, 3. There'll be a big, massive on the screen. There'll be a big, massive timer for you to look at. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Right, we're off. There's the Studio Canal logo. There's also Studio Canal Plus in there. They've got to pronounce it Plus because it's a French company. I think it's French. I don't know what the plus is for, but this isn't that. This is just Studio Canal. I don't know what the difference is. Anyway, and SC Films International. I think the main producers were actually not from London. In the behind the scenes on the Blu-ray, there's like there's not a huge amount of behind the scenes, but there's a quick interview with them. Don't ask me that. I've forgotten the names. I can't remember. I did look in the credits list, but there's like the credits go on for like 1 million pages of zombies. But they're down here somewhere. It's going on forever. It is going on. But anyway, we're at a construction site in the heart of London, and for some reason there are vultures on the side, just to show that death is coming. This was filmed a year before the London Olympics, so a lot of the East End were being done up in preparation for the London Olympics of 2012. But they're going to find something here. Look, there we go. It's an old Ministry of Defence bunker or something. This fella's telling them to stop. The producers, James Harris and Mark Lane, I think the Northerners, at least one of them is, because they had a very Northern accent. Anyway. Here we go. It's not a Ministry of Defence. It's from the 1666, the Great Fire of London and the Black Death and all that time, isn't it? They're going in, look. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with a budget of £2 million, isn't it? It really does. What can be achieved? Is that an actual, is that CG or, whatever they call it? Matte painting. I don't know what they did. I think there's a lot of CG blood and stuff in this. And gunfire. Oh, look. I don't think that skeleton's quite dead. This is how the zombie apocalypse is going to begin, isn't it? Probably just window summit, because it's down the east end of London, innit? Because that's where the old Cockneys come from. I'm not a Cockney, I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from way up north. Well, compared to London. As I said, it's a comedy, so they're being daft. Oh, look, it's behind him, look. I think that's not... Is that a puppet or CG? Yeah, I'm not going to fall for that. No, seriously, mate. Bite. I think it's a puppet, isn't it? Really well done. So he's going to get up. He's going to be the first one, and then it'll be a mathematical progression. Oh, he's going being up by another. Gore! Gruesomeness. Cockneys Vs Zombies. Kill blimey, Gavna. And Rasmus Hardiker and Harry Treadaway. Harry Treadaway's got an identical twin brother called Luke, who's also an actor, but I think he does more stage stuff. They saw Michelle Ryan and some others. As I said, Michelle Ryan's probably the most famous thing. She was in the Bionic Woman remake, wasn't she? She played... I forgot the name of the character. Jamie... what are they called now? Anyway, I can't remember. Whatever. Honor Blackman, her final screen role before she passed away. And Alan Ford, who, from stuff like Snatch and things like Lock, Stock and all them films, etc. I'm saying Snatch. I don't even know if he's in Snatch or Lock, Stock, but I imagine he is. I've seen him, but it's a long time. I can't remember if he was in them. Let's have a look and make sure I'm right. I've got to scroll back up all the way through all the zombie credits on IMDb. Let's just grab hold of the thing and just... Oh, you go. Right, Alan Ford. Is it a monster? Something's coming over the hill. Who did this song? I have no idea. Anyway, here we are. There's Rasmus Hardiksen on the left. There's Harry Treadaway. There it is. You may know him from Star Trek Picard, Season 1. I think he played a Romulan in that. Yes, Snatch. What else has been in? Alan Ford, I'm looking, by the way. What are you in Lock, Stock? Strippers versus Werewolves. I think I've got that somewhere and I've never got around to watching it. I do that sometimes. I buy DVDs and stuff and never get around to watching them. Yes, it was in Lock, Stock. Yes, it was. Right, fair enough. Alan Ford. Go a full breakfast, which is bacon, sausage, egg, beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, fried bread, black pudding, the works. getting him into trouble, isn't it? Oh, it's Mental Mickey. This is a play on Metal Mickey, which were a popular UK comedy in the early 80s about a robot. But Mental Mickey's got a metal plate in his head. He's a nutter. some scary people about it. The thing is, though, there are people like that in real life. Terrifying. I've led such a sheltered life. I would hate to just suddenly drop into that sort of clique. I wouldn't last 2 minutes. I wouldn't. So the story is the care home, the old people's home, where the Maguire brothers, which is Harry Treadaway and Rasmus Hardikson, their granddad's living in an old people's home. It's going to be closed down, and they're going to rob a bank to get the money to make sure it stays open. But there's other stories going on at the same time. Like at the bank that they're going to rob, there's some weird stuff going on with money laundering and all that stuff. That's Alan Ford as the Maguire's granddad. Ray Maguire. That's Tony Selby. Probably most famous for an old comedy series called Get Some In, about national service in the 1950s in the UK. But it's selling the kids drugs, or his drugs that he gets, because he's an old man. Through the film, he keeps telling them, "Don't call me granddad." According to the IMDb trivia, this care home where this was filmed, the pension home was robbed a week before shooting began on the film. There we see there's a sign there saying that it's going to be closed down with luxury flats. Obviously, Ray doesn't want any part of that. And the part... Oh, here we go. I don't think Alan Ford... I don't know, is he old enough to have fought in the Second World War? I don't know how old he was. Alan Ford, let's have a look. He's 87, so born in 1938, so no, he's not old enough to have fought in the Second World War. There we go. But never mind. There's Georgina Hale, another famous, English TV, usually comedy actress. She always seems to be like, I'm doing quotes, like horny old women or horny middle-aged women for some reason. Maybe she's just good at it. She's got that sort of voice. Oh, that's is that Phil Cornwell? Yes, it is. Comedy actor, an impersonator. He does a good. I think it's him. Does a good. I forgot his name now. Never mind. So as all this is happening now, I'm presuming the zombies are spreading from that building site. There's Honor Blackman. Pussy Galore from Goldfinger. She's also in Avengers. The TV show Avengers, not the MCU Avengers. See, they're going to move them all up north. Don't know how far up north. I think they said Bradford. Did they say Bradford? Which is not far from me. I know people I do. There's Dudley Sutton. Spent the whole film in a wheelchair. Apparently didn't like it. He keeps doing this fake Cockney rhyming slang. He does a one later on about zombies. Calls them Trafalgars. But that's later. Is that Richard Briers looking through the binoculars? Yes, look, bloody peeping Tom. He's a peeping Tom. Who can blame him? Dirty old man. There's I'm terrible at bloody names, aren't I? I can never remember. They're up tip of my tongue, and I can never remember them. He's a director as well. What's his name? Dexter Fletcher. There we go. Dexter Fletcher as Danielle Brent as Mum Maguire. You never take me alive, copper. So their granddad raised them after that. That vulture again. Oh, look. There are arms and legs about. London, England. I've been to London once as a kid. I was 11 years old. Never been back since. Are they regular people in the background or zombies? Who knows? I think he's Davy Tuppence, played by Jack Doolan. There's Michelle Ryan. Has she been in anything recently? I don't remember seeing her in anything. The last thing I saw her in was that Doctor Who Christmas special. What else has she been in lately? Let's have a look. Frankenstein Legacy. That was last year. Was that a film? Yeah, but a film. Never heard of it. She's done some TV and shorts and podcasts and yeah. Hasn't done a huge amount, to be honest. She hasn't done a huge amount. Anyway, so they're going to go rob a bank. Of course, she's the one that knows what they're doing. None of the others know what they're doing. She's the professional. She is. Sorry, I'm just getting me drink. That's from Barbados, that container. Look, Bridgetown, Barbados. I don't know, is it just me or is Mental Mickey genuinely a terrifying character? Apparently, the original script had a lot more swearing in it. There's enough in it already, isn't there? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, look, he's handing out guns. Is it Chaz and Dave? I bet in the original script, I bet it said they've got somebody like Chaz and Dave there, but they couldn't get them. Ah, here come the zombies. Look, the workmen from that construction site and other people they have turned along the way. Rats. The subtitles I'm reading here are terrible. I've got it on Blu-ray, which I'm shaking. Can you hear me shaking the Blu-ray? But I'm watching it on an alternative version, and the subtitles are bloody horrible. Don't know who did them, but they didn't do a very good job. Where these vultures come from? That's what I want to know. We don't have many vultures in the UK. I think the biggest bird of prey we've got is like a buzzard or something. I know there's golden eagles at places up in Scotland and that, but usually like buzzards, the biggest ish. See, they've got disguisers. Look, I think they've even got a moustache on Michelle Ryan. Oh no, they haven't. I thought they did. There's Georgia King as Emma. She's going to become one of the main characters. And there's another fella called Clive, who I think maybe who she's talking to. Yes, it is. And remember, I said well, the like the money laundering thing or whatever. She thinks they're there because the other fellow are phoning from the construction site, so she thinks they're from there. So she's going to give them all this money. Oh, they don't know. Oh, she's got a moustache on. I thought she had. Apparently, that's a Brazil reference. Apparently, I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, reference to Brazil, the 27B6 form. I've never watched Brazil all the way through. It's one of those films I've never been able to get into. I know people say it's a classic and all that, but it's. Anyway. Not you, David. I think there's like millions or something. 5 million or something. I could be wrong. Maybe they just put the film's budget in there and they just paid for it all in cash. There we go. Got all that lolly. Is it in £10 notes or is it in 50s? I bet it's in 50s, isn't it? 2.5 million, which is near enough the budget of the film, isn't it? I bet that's it. My garden needs doing. My back garden and the side. I hate gardening. Uh-oh. Do you think he saw a zombie? I think maybe he did. Fortunately, they've been rumbled. Meanwhile, the old people are having a whale of a time. Even what's Dudley Sutton's carrying? Even Eric Dudley Sutton's carrying his wheelchair. Uh-oh. They're soon turned, aren't they, them gardeners? By the looks of it. Is it World War Z? Is it like 12 seconds or something it takes them to turn into zombies? That's what you do, though, isn't you? You go, are you all right? And then go. Oh no, Richard Brian's girlfriend. There we go. chopping his head, chopping his CG head off. Or maybe not. Go on, Honor. Oh, look, zapped him with the light. What's his moustache doing? I have a heart condition. He keeps saying that. That's Clive. So they've been in there, and if you're watching along, you've heard that there's been a commotion outside. Where've all the police cars gone? Did they just drive off? Oh no, one there. But Emma knows what to do. Oh no, she's being beaten. A plane flies over. That's a CG plane. See, it reflected it windscreen. Of course, she's going to become a zombie, isn't she? Oh, there she is. Look. Well, that's stunt. That stunt person, I would have done me. I have no idea. But it looked good. Oh, the security thing in the bags. And they go down the Winchester, don't they? Wait for it all to blow over. That's what they need to do. Pardon me. Sorry, I'm burping. Because I'm drinking Diet Coke. Bad idea when you're doing an audio commentary. I'm guessing this is somewhere they know. It must be because his car's there, so it must be. I think this is where Emma shows her knowledge of how to deal with zombies. He's got an arm off. Ah, see, mental Mickey's being bitten. There you go, Emma. You got to get him in the head. Everyone knows that. Yeah, they do. He's got his mouth attached. Yes, I'm remembering this bit now. Ooh. Of course, we now know that mental Mickey is going to become a zombie, don't we? But just when? A zombie kid now, I think. Prepare yourselves. Punt. Targeting cruelty. Too much in one day, surely. So in the Emma knows, you've got to get zombies in the head. Nobody knows that if you're bit by a zombie, you become one. There we go. She knows. He's going to turn. Just happened to turn the radio on for the start of the emergency broadcast. Started about 40 minutes ago. Well, Harry Treadaway in Penny Dreadful. What are you in that? Is that what I'm remembering him from? I know we're in Star Trek Picard season 1. That's that Romulan, wasn't it? Been loads of stuff. Yes, he was in Penny Dreadful. Yes, he played Frankenstein, didn't he, in Penny Dreadful? And I know his brother Terry, Rasmus Hardiker, I think from Saxondale. I think he was in Saxondale. The Steve Coogan show, I think. But he's been in a lot of stuff. It's going to take me a lot of scrolling to find that, because that was a while ago. To double check that. Blimey, has been in a lot of stuff. Yes, Saxondale, yes. It was funny, but I enjoyed Saxondale. On the Blackman with those F bombs. The subtitles for me just said half inched, and then in brackets it said pinched. Is it going to be? Is the subtitles going to be translating Cockney rhyming slang? Atlas and Page, Rubber Dub. I think they do go check on her sister, and I think it's not it's not a happy time, if I'm remembering rightly. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything, but if you're like, I don't, what do they plan on doing? If the fellas sold the old people's home, it's going to be demolished. Well, they can't do anything about it, can they? You know, it's Terry that, for some reason, he always stands up to mental Mickey. That made you jump. It made you jump. I'd forgotten about it. Ah. Uh, I think I'd be throwing up as well, Clive. Oh, my Hamish is Richard Briers. There he is. Me know Richard Briers from The Good Life with Felicity Kendall, Penelope Keith, and Paul Eddington. I mean, they're all Cockney. Oh, call blimey, Gavin, but Richard Briers was he's not a Cockney, is he? What are you all doing in there? Because he's rightfully posh. Oh, it's a zombie. Oh, luckily the zombies are really slow in this. Dramatic music. Let's see if we can find any other tidbits of information. Filmmakers appealed quite extensively via local newspapers in and around London for volunteers to play the parts of zombies, and they all on IMDb got a credit, it seems. On the Blu-ray, there's a zombie school film, like a little 4-minute thing showing you how to be a zombie. I think they showed it to all the prospective zombies in the movie. Trouble and strife. He's always getting the Cockney rhyming slang wrong, by the way. Trouble and strife is your wife, isn't it? And yes, the subtitles did translate, but he called his wheelchairs Trouble and Strife. I don't know how he works that out. Go on, Honor. Good job, all the other pensioners are sprightly, isn't it? A bit of ADR there. Serials after. Is he a serial killer? They made it. Toink. One last one for good luck. Did George Romero die? Because he was a big fan, wasn't he, George Romero, of Shaun of the Dead, wasn't he? Because Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. No, not Nick Frost. The director. I forgot his name. Appeared in Land of the Dead, didn't they? When did he pass away? 2017. So he did pass away after this. I wonder if he liked this film. Or had he even heard of it? Doink. Girl boss. It's fine. Started to look a bit pale now, isn't he? His mental Mickey. He's getting those makeup effects added, cheekbones and all that to make him look. What's the word? So his eyes have darker. You know what I mean? Like me when I see a steak Canadian. Give me some of that. Go on, Michelle. Puffy. Never mind. Why is Teddy so brave around Mental Mickey? I have no idea why. Oh, he's got a metal thing in his head, hasn't he? He should run back. And thus, Mental Mickey is no longer in the film. Is this where Clive's going to cop for it? So he thinks he's the fella in Shaun of the Dead that gets dragged through the window. Oh, he shot Davy Tuppence. So they're thinning out the cast quickly, aren't they? Because we've got to head over to the old people's home. And there's Davy Tuppence. Is that his real name? The character's real name? Don't know. Or is that a nickname? Who knows? Oh, look, they're eating Clive alive. That rhymes. By the way, the bank at the beginning of the film were actually a library that were redressed as a bank. So I'm guessing the safe and all that. That was obviously not a real safe then. Ooh. Go with him. I can't because he's going to get bit here, isn't he? A bit. I actually can't. I think he does get a bit. You queer thing. Uh-oh. Look out, Andy. I thought he got bit then. She wired it, hot wired it anyway. Has she broken the steering lock? I'm guessing she must have done. I only know that because my car was stolen once and they smashed off my steering lock. Started the car with a screwdriver. Baskets. In it. It works. I'll be an old age pensioner soon. Which is terrifying in and of itself for me. They're on some council estate there. If you get my stomach gurgling, I've been drinking pop. She looks familiar. Georgia King. What have I seen Georgia King in? Come on, IMDb. What have I seen her in? There's nothing there that's jumping out at me. Oh, she was a voice in Star Trek Lower Decks. Cracks, a few Star Trek people in this, isn't there? Petra Aberdeen in Star Trek Lower Decks. Win Grace, are you listening? I don't think I've seen her in anything else. No. Oh no, I might have seen her in Chalet Girl, which is a surprisingly good film. I saw it once. Yeah, that might be it. There's nothing else that I can recognise. Apart from Lower Decks, but she was just a voice in that. But yeah, Chalet Girl is an oddly good a film you wouldn't think I'd like. It is a surprisingly good film. Anyway, oh look, the Chelsea fans or whatever, and West Ham fans start fighting. You're going to get your head kicked in. I'm guessing that's CG smoke in the background and damage to the buildings. I thought she'd got to her sisters, and I must be thinking of a different film. Or maybe it happened and I just wasn't paying attention. I was looking up what else I'd seen her in. That could be so. Well, they've gone to mental Mickey's lockup, haven't they? I've always wanted a lockup. I always wanted like a storage thing of my very own. I know I could go and get one if I wanted, but I wouldn't know what to put in it. Oh, crap. Sorry, I just spilt pop all down myself. I haven't got it in my microphone. Goddamn. Unbelievable. I think I managed to avoid catastrophe. I hope. Why the match of the day theme? It's not match of the day, is it? No, it's is it final score or something like that? A grandstand. I think it's grandstand. This music we're listening to here, isn't it? Yeah. Should have played the summer holiday theme or double deckers. As I said earlier, I think a lot of the, probably all of them, all of the gun shooting effects, I think, are added afterwards. Because in the behind the scenes, it shows them, firing the guns. And you don't see anything. They just, you know, enact the recoil and stuff. Oh, pardon me. Say, double decker bus. Can't get any more. London. I can't remember the last time I saw a double decker bus around here. They're all single decker buses these days. I'll probably see loads now next time I'm out because I'm looking for them. Zombie. How did he get up there? Oh, from there, I'm guessing. Shoot him in the head. Maybe they're like Resident Evil zombies, where if you just shoot them enough, they die. Unless they're from the Resident Evil remake, and then if you don't shoot them in the head or burn them, if you don't set fire to them, they come back as crimson heads. I have to think then. Raspberry Ripple. Has Alan Ford ever played like something other than Cockney gangster type? Dudley Sutton reminds me of Charlie Drake. If you're of a certain age, you know who that is. My boomerang won't come back. Look it up. Time for the trivia check. Earlier draft of the screenplay had a zombie dog in it. Why did they not have a zombie dog in the film? Don't know. Uh, Not a huge amount of trivia, IMDb trivia for this. Director Matthias Horn, writer James Moran, who's Irish, originally approached Alan Ford to play the character of Ray because, in quotes, whoever this person is, he needed to symbolise what a Cockney is. He needed to be as Cockney as you can be. That's Alan Ford, isn't it? Wrong leg, silly bollocks. Yeah, use the leg, use it. It's like wrestling, isn't it? Happened recently, didn't it, on the wrestling thing? Somebody give the prosthetic leg for one of the wrestlers to use. I don't think I fancy you anymore, Natasha. It says something like that. By the way, this has got a 76% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, according to Wikipedia. I've not checked. Let's have a look. Let's look up Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go. Eight-legged zombie. That's coming up in a minute, I think. Oh, dear. What am I looking up? Oh, Cockneys versus Zombies. Oh, dear. What's it got on Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, still 76%. That's the critics' review. The audience review is only 45, weirdly enough. That's all audience. Top critics 67, all critics 76. I had to give it a higher score than that because it is fun. It is a fun film, and we're getting close to the end now. We're getting there. Forget the Zimmer frame. You what? £50 notes. I've only had £50 notes once in my life, and that's when I got a bank loan to buy my car, my first car. No, actually, it was my third car. Oh, I'm impressed, my lad. So where are they going to go? Where are they going? Going down the docks. I can't remember. Look, uplifting music's playing now. I think it's going to end, but obviously something's going to put a spanner in the works, such as now. The bus has broken down. There we go. Let's get down the docks. The Cockneys, it should be like the Swedes, be going market. Again, sorry, apologies for the burping. I shouldn't drink pop. I'm an Egypt. If there were a real zombie apocalypse, I wonder how long it'd take before I became a zombie. Day one, perhaps. Hour one, probably, knowing me. No, no, they've got to shoot them in the head, but they're doing everything but, aren't they? Georgina, get your finger. Don't you know your trigger discipline? I want to say, who's Hammy? But she's talking about Hamish, wasn't she? Richard Briers. Oh no, the moored. Oh, cha. Do you think that were Alan Ford or a stuntman, perchance? A lot of CG blood and gunshot stuff going off. Spoilers is fine. I think. It's been a while since I've seen it. I like his leather jacket. I've got a leather jacket like that. I've got two actually. But, I'm a weird shape and they don't fit me properly. Oh no, Ray. I think he's fine. Doesn't look like he's going to be, does it? But I'm sure he is. Told you were fine. With his M16. I have no idea about guns. I don't know. So obviously the zombies just like pawing at him, not ripping him apart like they did with Clive. So the chances of living depend on how high you are on the credit list, on the marquee. I think that's an MP5. Shouldn't do that in the behind the scenes. They had green pants on. Oh, there's I've got his name already. Phil. What's his face? Phil Cornwell. And I'm still trying to remember the fella who does a really good impression of. I think he used to do a series. They were in a series called Dead Ringers, where impersonators, used to do famous people and do comedy sketches about them. And he used to do a good Alan Rickman. That's the fella. I think it was him that did Alan Rickman, or it was somebody else. I can't remember now. Anyway, whatever. I'll get you, John McClane. I'll get you, Harry Potter. I'll get you, Robin Hood. Well, that Phil Coleman, like one of the others. London's burning again. Who come there? Helicopters, look. What are they going to do? Remember, it's just the East End that's been closed off. I say, obviously, Alan Ford. I think he's a Londoner. But Rasmus Hardiker's is actually from Birmingham, which is the Midlands. I think Harry Treadaway is from like Devon or somewhere like that. But anyway, so there we go. That's the end of Cockneys versus Zombies. A right royal knees up with zombies, as the Cockneys might say. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I really enjoy that film. So there we go. I hope my microphone's not picking up the music. I'll just keep talking over it. I don't know who's doing the singing. We shall see at the end, won't we, when it comes up with the music. Let's see. Are Chaz and Dave on this? Are they both still alive, or are they not around anymore? I just noticed that Nazi officer Wolf Carler, who were in Raiders, wasn't he? Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think he played the Nazi officer in that, didn't he? Jaw plop zombie. I've seen lots of zombies. And some poor bastard, Mark Birmingham. How bizarre. But if you look at IMDb, the cast list is astonishingly long. Lots and lots of zombies. Doc zombie. Loads of doc zombies. Featured extra. And that's before you get the rest of cast listed alphabetically. OAP zombie, care, football zombie. So it goes on forever. Almost as though it were like a what do they call it? Like a GoFundMe. Oh no, that's not what they call it, is it? You know, you're like people put in money and then get a credit. Like it's one of those. Anyway, I'm looking out for the music actor who's doing the songs. Hopefully it'll tell us. I don't think the credits will go on that long, I hope. What was the film with the longest credits? I did look it up once a while ago. So I watched the film and it was like 15 minutes of credits. Longest credits in a movie. Just out of interest. Not post credits, what are you on about? Right. And that's not going to help. Right, what's this one? That's a bloody video game. Longest video game end credits, 3 hours and 47 minutes. And the game Mighty Number 9, a game, Kickstarter, a game crowdfunded through Kickstarter. I'm still trying to find longest credit. I've looked it up before, and for some reason I can't find it today. Why can't I find it now? I've looked it up before. Oh, I miss it bloody things. Suede films. Oh, for Pete's sake. See, I wasn't paying attention. I was busy looking at it. I've missed the songs. What an idiot. Never mind. Which film with the longest lasting credit sequence? That doesn't tell me the answer. It says here, Lord of the Rings Return of the King, 9 minutes and 33 seconds. I don't think that's right. I'm sure I've seen one longer than that. Sure I've seen one longer than that. Sure I've seen one that's like 13 minutes or something like that. Longest movie end credits. No, I'm not finding an answer. Independence Day. That one had a long one. I can't remember what film it was, so never mind. Anyway, whatever. Why is this not working? Why can I not click off that? Oh, anyway, right. So as I said, we're getting lots of credits now for the zombies and stuff. So it's all the zombies that we've seen on IMDb appearing here. So I wonder if it were like a Kickstarter. They've all been given a credit. I have no idea. But I wouldn't be surprised. For filming locations, it just says it's like in London, Leven Road, in the street scenes in Poplar. The studio sets were at 3 Mill Studios in Bow in London. We saw Bow on the back of the bus, didn't we? And then other locations, just East London. So I don't know where the care home was, but apparently it was robbed. And it was filmed between March and April 2011. There we go. So there we go. Lot of fun. Give it a whirl. As I said, it's on Amazon and other places. You can get it on DVD and Blu-ray and all that jazz. Right, it's done. Done and dusted. There we go. Right, now it's starting again. Stop. So there we go. That's the end of Cockneys Vs Zombies. Great fun. Really like that film. But because it's, it's got nice gore in it, and it's got a great script. Although it's a slight script, but it is funny, and you do like the characters. Mental Mickey terrifies me. All the other characters are, likeable. Even Davy Tuppence, even though he's an idiot. And I'm just fascinated with Terry. There's this little fella, it's Terry Maguire, who for some reason stands up to Mental Mickey all the time. Mental Mickey doesn't get him. You see Mental Mickey killing people and headbutting everybody. But for some reason, he never gets Terry. Terry's always the one that stands up to him. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, thumbs up. I'll see thee.
That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold.